It's another soap making day here at Bloom Bliss. Today I'm doing something different. I've not seen a lot of videos about this, or I don't have any experience doing this, so I'm going to give it a try. I thought it was a cool idea. I'm going to be making cold processed soap, and I'm going to be using cookie cutters. Wisconsin, Minnesota. I live in Wisconsin. I'm from Minnesota, so that's why these two are special to me. I am going to be taking this small box. Computer paper came in it. I've lined it with parchment paper, and I've measured an inch on the inside, little markers, an inch thick, because that's the thickness of my cookie cutter. I ran it through soap calc, did my measurements. I'm working with a 1,220 gram batch of soap. That should get me my dimensions here, an inch thick. I wanted kind of a fresh scent, so I'm using grapefruit and mint, Midwest Fragrance Company. And I'm going to be doing Wisconsin today, green and white swirl. And then I'm gonna try a Minnesota one, and I'm gonna do a blue and white swirl. So let me flip the camera around and show you what all's going in this cold processed cookie cutter soap. So my recipe today includes shea butter, coconut oil, grapeseed oil, castor oil, and olive oil. I'm just using distilled water in my lye solution. I typically put sodium lactate to ensure a harder bar of soap, but I don't want this to get too hard or too brittle too fast. So today I'm going to omit the sodium lactate. I do put kaolin clay in all of my soap. I add that to the my oils. And there's my colorant. It is Hello Spring by Nurture Soap. Pro tip, always get your colorant ready to go. Take the cover off. Slippery hands and covers don't always go very well together. And here's my fragrance oil. I run it through soap calc. I have my mold that I made, my gloves, my batter bowl, my shield, my heat gun, my cordless immersion blender. I have my utensils, my rags for cleanup. You know, if you've been watching my channel, I don't like to put my fresh soap batter down my septic or into my pipes. So I'll link a video below on how I do cleanup after I make cold processed soap. And the stars of the show are my cookie cutters. One thing I don't have is my titanium dioxide, because I really want to go for a green and white, not kind of a green and tan, which the batter will be. So I will also be adding titanium dioxide to the in the pot swirl. So let me get everything ready and we'll come back and make our soap. Okay, we are back. I have my shield on, I have my gloves on, and let's get ready to make some soap. This is a very fluid batter, which is what I want. I don't want it to get too hard too fast, because I'm going to be, after all, running a cookie cutter through these. Okay, now I'm going to pour. This is a lot more batter than I'm used to working with. It's kind of a fun challenge. keeping an eye that it doesn't get above that 1 inch mark. I do have a mold set aside here in case I need to pour off any extra. I think I'm about there, so I do think I have a little bit more than I need. Tempted to kind of tamp it down a little bit, get rid of any air bubbles. One little guy there. Okay, I usually cover, let it go through a gel phase. I'm just going to I might cover it for just a couple hours, and instead of checking it in 24 hours, I'm going to come back in 12 hours and check for firmness. So, well, it has been about 12 hours since I made the soap in the box, the slab. And I brought it home. I normally wait 24 hours to cut my soap with my soap cutter, but because I'm using the cookie cutter, I don't want it to get too hard. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll unmold and we'll try our cookie cutter. Now, my research showed to cut it when it feels like cheddar cheese and not Parmesan cheese. So, right, has a little give to it. It does feel kind of tacky, but I'm going to give it a try with the Wisconsin soap cutter. It looks like it's going to be a good depth. The thing is, it's a little muted on the top, and I think it's going to be really shiny on the bottom, and that's the kind I think I want that side up, so let me flip it over and see what that looks like. I guess it looks about the same. So here we go. There's going to be some waste. Ooh, it goes in really nice. It's very soft and feels very fragile. It's hard to get out of the mold. Ooh, here we go. Wow, not too bad. The little peninsula there needs a little bit of work. I'm not real excited about this. I think it might be a little bit too soft. So I'm gonna let it sit for a bit longer. But I'll bring it a little bit closer so you can see what the first one looks like. I think it's just a little too soft yet. So I am back in my soap kitchen. So I attempted again this morning after about 20 hours of curing. So the first time I cut it was about 12 hours after I poured. The second time, and it was just way too soft. The second time I did it was about 20 hours after the pour, and I feel like that was still too soft. So here I am again, I'm past 24 hours. It's a little more challenging than I anticipated, but I'm committed to get it to the end and let it cure and just give my final results after that. So let's take a look at what I'm doing. So these are what I have cut out so far. And the peninsula definitely is giving the issue. This is the first one I did. This is the second one I did, which is almost perfect. And this was the third one I did. And I wasn't gonna do Minnesota, but I think just strategically with less waste, I'm gonna give it a try right about here. It definitely goes in a little harder. And it seems to kind of work to pull the excess off, kind of like you do with cookie dough. And there's the Minnesota, and similar to the Wisconsin, this part at the end, it's just, or no, it's this top part. Well, both of them actually. It's just a weak point right there that I'm not really loving. So, okay, I'll do a couple more Wisconsin ones and then we are done. I don't know if I mentioned it, but all these extra scraps, I will be able to use those. I'll shred those and put them in maybe a confetti soap of sorts. And I think I am just gonna let this sit again another 12 hours or so. I'm not having any difficulty getting the cookie cutter to go through the soap. That was kind of my biggest concern, is that the soap was just gonna get too hard and I wasn't even gonna be able to get the cookie cutter through there. Oh man. And see the peninsula? It's just not wanting to come out of the mold. Yeah, and that one broke completely. So I actually am not gonna waste any more time on this project. So if you've had experience with making soap using a cookie cutter, I love the concept. I think it has a niche with the area that you live in to create a soap made out of a cookie cutter. But it's just not gonna work for me. This isn't my full-time job. Maybe in a few years when it does become my full-time job, if I wanna recircle and revisit and take the time to kind of tweak things or hear from people who have done it and have had better success, I may give it another try. Thanks for sticking around to the end of this project. It is what it is. I don't call it a fail, I call it an education.